And welcome. This is News of Interest with John Hubel. Today is January 23rd, 2011. Today's show, we're going to be doing an interview with one of the gentlemen that helps run Community Currency Magazine. And I'm going to be taking his call in just a few seconds here. Okay, Matthew, are you there?
John, I'm here.
Let's get down to it. Of course, I want to thank you for joining us. I've read several back issues of Community Currency Magazine, and I have to say I'm quite a fan of it. I think the whole concept is something that should really be promoted because it solves a lot of problems, especially now with the souring economy. It has the potential to solve a lot more problems. So tell me a little bit about your involvement with the magazine. What exactly is your role with it?
Well, I picked up the magazine after having been a fan of it for several months. And Mark, who originally started it and ran it for about a year, he announced that he couldn't do it anymore. His doctor told him to take a rest. And so I said, well, this can't stop. We have to continue this magazine. So I took it on, I put the call out if anybody could help with it. And now I make sure that I get an issue out from time to time, and there's some people helping me with it.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, it's something that I definitely want to see continue. As I said, the potential for it to solve future problems. It can definitely solve a lot of them. Now I know that the publication right now it's been a little sporadic in regards to the frequency. In the future, what are you guys hoping to do? Release it like quarterly or?
This has yet to be decided. At the moment, I'm just doing it in between everything else I'm doing because I'm not really a magazine publisher. I'm really a software programmer. So I think every 3 months or so I can get a magazine out, but if there was more help, we could do it more often. So I'm constantly appealing for contributions of articles, but also people who can help lay it out into its magazine format. I've got a friend who's developing the website at the moment, so hopefully for the next magazine there'll be a new look and feel. And we just have to play it by ear at the moment because there's no resources at all to keep it going. It's a pure voluntary effort.
Yeah, I can appreciate that, definitely. Hopefully this will put the word out even more, and you'll be able to get some extra support. Now, I know in the past issues that I've gone through, there's been a lot of different local and community currencies profiled. Of the ones that you've seen, which would you say are the most successful, or which one has been the most successful?
This is a very tricky question, and I might not answer it directly. The way that Mark was building the magazine was mostly using Google Alerts and his personal contacts. And so there was a lot of content in the magazine which focused on small towns, mostly in the US, who were putting together these paper currencies. And then they would announce in the newspapers, and hence on the internet, that the currency was launched. But then there wouldn't very often be very much follow-up. And the reason for this is that many of these projects don't get very far. They get launched with a fanfare. Some of them circulate. Some of them get taken out of town by tourists. And then the interest tends to die down. And this is a pattern that we're seeing rather too much, I feel. And I'm trying to take the magazine to a slightly higher level, where there's a bit more analysis of what it means to have a complementary currency economy, what strategies the complementary currency movement should be adopting, and things that are just a bit deeper and that take the readers a bit further than merely surveying the field about what has started up this week. So in terms of the currencies which have been most successful, which have been covered in the magazine, well, I can only point you to the poster child currencies and some of the larger ones. So there's the movement. Everybody in the movement knows about Ithaca Hours and Bark shares, and some people know about Via Bank, which is in Switzerland. It's been running since the Great Depression. But apart from that, there's not very many projects which come off the tip of the tongue, which have been running for a long time, which have demonstrated success and have demonstrated real benefits to the local economy. It's very much an experimental area. And this is what the people in the movement all recognize. Although it's not something they like to say very loudly to the outside world, because of course currency is all about credibility. And yet we have to experiment. The currency movement is competing against enormously strong, well-established national currencies. Well, some say competing, some say complementing. But either way, the national currencies tend to crowd out the local currencies. And so we're still finding ways and learning to make the complementary currencies more useful, and so to help build up local economies and build resilience against the failure of these national currencies. Does that answer your question?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate you clarifying that for me. I was talking. I have a few friends locally that own businesses, and I've sent them back issues of Community Currency magazine, and I've also printed out a few of them at my local print shop and given them out just to some local friends and of course the business owners. And one of the things that I was discussing with one of my friends recently with his business, he owns a pool cleaning, pool service repair business, and I was talking to him about Community Currency, and I said one of the things that he could do was sell gift certificates at a discount, like 5 or 10%, and that would be a way that he could actually kind of create his own alternative currency on a much smaller scale. And I think that that's something that there's a lot of businesses out there that could do the same thing. I kind of had gotten that idea from two articles that I read in past issues. One of them was about the Berkshire, and the other was a short article. There was a man. His name was Jesse. I don't know his last name, but he created his own currency, and he was using them basically as IOUs. And I don't know the success that he had with it. I think he kind of petered out, but the concept was really, really good. I think it's something that could really help a lot of people out. So now, as far as the back issues from which you know of the back issues of the magazine, which one in particular would you say would be the most helpful for giving guidance to an individual or a business that was looking to try to start a local currency or a community currency in their area?
Well, I would have to point to the first issue that I did. For the reasons that I've already said, it attempts to go into more depth. But really, if that's what you're trying to do, referring only to the Community Currency magazine might not be the best source. There are plenty of sources of advice as to how to go about starting these things. And I would say straight off the bat that it's not easy and tends to take a lot of planning, and you have to get a lot of people in your community on board. I just wanted to add as well about the printing. We're not sure yet how valuable it is to keep publishing it as a magazine. We could just revert the whole thing to a blog. And so I'm very happy to hear that you are printing it, because I think this is a way to reach new audiences. You can leave the magazine lying around, and it's a lot better than most other things you might find in a doctor's surgery or a community centre. And so if people do want to print the magazine out, then you could go to the site and just tell us that you're doing that. There's a little poll on the site. And as to selling gift certificates, this is absolutely in the spirit of complementary currencies. But when one business issues gift certificates like that, I'm not sure it comes within the definition of a currency. But nonetheless, I think it's a good idea. And to me, any mechanism which reduces our dependence on these national currencies is probably a good thing. So there's one scene in Bernal Heights in San Francisco, and that's a sort of collective arrangement for all the shops to issue their own gift certificates and to value each other's gift certificates. And so gift certificates is definitely an approach to complementary currencies.
Yeah, I would agree with everything you just said, absolutely. Is there anything else that you'd like to add about the magazine or about your work?
Well, I could talk quite a lot about my work in software.
Okay.
About the magazine.
Yes.
About the magazine, we're looking for contributors. The idea is to reach out to the movement and get the content from the movement and publish it to the movement. It shouldn't all come from me and from my Google alerts. The idea is that the magazine helps to build the coherence within the movement by telling everyone in the movement what everyone else is doing. And I'm also working on other ways, the community of practice idea. There are practitioners in the movement who are working on similar things but not communicating well enough. And so it's a bit more intimate than a magazine, but I'm working to bring those practitioners together and give them the tools to share their knowledge and exchange information about their projects.
Okay, no, that sounds all really good. Well, that's gonna do it for this show. And please be sure to visit Community Currency Magazine's website at ccmag.net. I'll have this linked on the info box for this show and also onto the YouTube channel. So, Matthew, once again, I want to thank you for joining us, and good luck with the magazine, and take care.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.